I explained to him that while it was sudden, we hadn't been using protection every time, so it wasn't that surprising. I thought he would have understood. For some reason, he didn't. After a few minutes of back and forth, he demanded a paternity test and told me there was no way it was his. I was hurt and insulted. Let me be very clear that I did not, and will never, cheat on my husband. I have also never given him any reason to be suspicious of me cheating on him, either. I was so taken aback that he doubted my loyalty enough to ask for a paternity test. I told him I couldn't believe he was seriously asking me for that. He said that I wasn't helping my case and that if I had nothing to hide, I would take the test and prove my loyalty to him. I honestly can't remember everything I said, but I ended up saying something along the lines of, "If you're doubting me and my loyalty so much that you think I cheated on you and got pregnant with someone else's baby, then I don't think I want one with you anymore. I don't want to be tied to someone who clearly doesn't trust me." He blew up at me and accused me of cheating once again. It turned into a big argument, and he said I was being dismissive of his concerns and insisted that asking for a paternity test was valid. In the end, I agreed to the test but made it clear that I stood by my words. We haven't spoken since the argument, and he's currently at work. I went to my friend for advice, and she said that while he was out of line for accusing me of cheating, I shouldn't have said that to him over one of his valid concerns, and that he clearly had a reason to feel that way about the situation. I cannot fathom what made him feel like I was cheating on him. I was just so hurt that he would insult me like that and accuse me of doing something so disgusting when I thought we were supposed to trust each other. Am I wrong for saying what I said? Edit. A lot of people are suggesting he might have gotten a secret vasectomy that failed, and that did cross my mind. During the argument, I did ask if he got a vasectomy or was infertile and that's why the baby couldn't be his, but he dismissed that and continued saying it just couldn't be his without providing me a solid reason. So in that regard, I really have no idea what to say. Also, I feel I should elaborate on the neutral about kids part. I told him while we were still just dating that not having kids was a deal breaker for me. He said that was fine because his stance on it was that if we ever had kids, it would be fine, and if something happened and we didn't, that would also be fine. I'm calling that neutral since I don't know what else to call it. So when I told him I was pregnant, I thought he would be fine with it, like he said. But apparently, he just changed his mind about that and didn't tell me. And also, I have no issues with men wanting paternity tests, I just had an issue with him blatantly accusing me of being a cheater with no solid proof to back it up along with it. First update 1 day later. Thank you for everyone's kind words and advice. It was all super helpful, including the criticism, because it really made me reflect on my behavior and how I handled the situation. I'm also sorry that I didn't respond to any comments. There were just so many coming in nonstop, and it was a little overwhelming. Moving on, after I made that post and he came home from work, I cooked his favorite dinner and let him relax a bit before I calmly approached the subject again. I told him that I was happy to do the paternity test, but that I was a little hurt he would accuse me of cheating on him because I love him a lot and would hate to make him feel that way. I also apologized for what I said. I asked him if he was just overwhelmed or scared by the news, and that's why he accused me like he did. He said that wasn't it and that his concern was genuinely his biggest worry. He then told me he wasn't willing to talk to me, say anything else, or negotiate about anything until after we got the test done. I asked if he was sure, and he practically yelled at me, telling me to drop the subject for now. So I did, and things have been super tense. I've been scrolling through comment after comment for what feels like forever. A lot of you suggested he might be cheating. I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt and chalk it up to him being told he was infertile or something, but I ended up getting a really bad sinking feeling in my gut that I should check his phone. I never wanted to be the type of person who goes through their significant other's phone obsessively for no reason, but my gut has never really steered me wrong, so I did it last night while he was sleeping. I snuck his phone off his nightstand and went out to the living room. He's cheating on me. And if that wasn't bad enough, it's with a friend I mentioned in the last post, just like a lot of you suspected. I guess it makes sense now that I think about it, but I'm still really shocked. I had never been suspicious of their relationship before, but after reading the comments, I realized her reaction was a red flag. I went through their text, and from what I can tell, it's only been going on for a few months and started after we got married. But I really focused on the text from right after I told him I was pregnant. He texted her things like, "I don't know what I was thinking when I decided to screw her without a condom. She says it's mine, of course, but I swear to God it better not be. Obviously, I don't want a kid with her. I'd rather be with you than be stuck with her. I know I should have been careful." So yeah, those were just a few of the messages, but their conversations were hard to read, and I ended up crying a lot. I screenshotted the messages, sent them to myself from his phone, deleted the text on his phone so it looked like he'd never sent anything, and then deleted the screenshots, and removed them from the recently deleted folder. I also went on his laptop to check if they were deleted there too. From his texts, I gathered that he did not have a secret vasectomy that failed, nor does he think he is sterile, since he said himself that he should have been more careful and didn't know what he was thinking. I don't think he'd be saying that if he thought he was infertile. I also want to clarify that, yes, he knows I'm not currently on birth control. He was the one who decided not to use a condom, not me. I just agreed. I did not pressure him. At first, he was pulling out, but occasionally, he wouldn't. I don't understand why he would continue not wearing a condom occasionally after the affair started. I'm guessing it was because telling me he no longer wanted to go without protection every time, no matter what, would make me suspicious? But that's basically it for now. I'm not going to confront him about the cheating right away. My plan is to get the paternity test, then confront him with the test results and tell him I want a divorce. That's the plan, but my mind is all over the place, so maybe it's not the best approach, I don't know. It's like 6 a.m., I feel like crap, and I haven't gotten any sleep, lol. I almost forgot to mention that I'm going to get an STD test, just to be safe. I think I'm going to get a termination because I don't want my first full-term pregnancy to be a literal hell when it should be a happy experience, but thank you to everyone who congratulated me, it means a lot. The next update will probably be after the paternity test or whenever I feel like I need to update.